Hello, friends, and welcome into our weekly update for this week ending Friday. Some words are hard. That day, Friday, May the 8th, joined by our president, John Rustin. I'm Mitch. The famous tagline, we've got a lot to get to this week, so let's jump right into what's happened at the General Assembly building this week. They are back in short session, and our team has been there in the building reviewing hundreds of bills there here in our office. There's been a lot of bills that have been dropped, some that we're definitely in favor of, and some that we definitely don't want to happen. One bill that we're in favor of, it's very interesting. Dennis Riddell has put a bill into the hopper, if you will, that imposes some fees on particular entry into particular buildings, establishments, some sexually oriented businesses. John, it imposes a fee on anybody going into those buildings.
Yes. Well, and Mitch, thank you. Yeah, it's House Bill 1121, added fee for sexually oriented businesses, which would basically add a $10 charge for anyone entering into one of these establishments. And the fees would be collected and then, as the bill says, deposited in the Sexual Assault and Rape Crisis Center Fund established by North Carolina law. So we know that there has been a history in North Carolina of rape kits that have been sitting on shelves for far too long, and issues relating to those unfortunate circumstances being unresolved. And so this is an effort to require those who seek to participate in these establishments to draw a fee from them and put them toward a positive purpose for the state. So an interesting bill and a bill directed at certainly a very worthy cause.
Absolutely. Speaking of interesting bills, another one that has been introduced by Representatives Harrison, Morey, and Butler. It's a bill that would seek to eliminate predictive markets. And I shudder to even mention these places by name, but there are a couple out there. If you're familiar with this, they claim to be trading markets where people can simply trade, just like the stock market. Yeah. In all reality, it's prop bets on things like in their latest ad, betting on the rain, whether or not it's going to rain on a specific day. And John, if the weatherman can't get it right, chances are you're going to lose money if you try to gamble on the rain. Predictive markets on the rain. So thankful for these women and others who have put this bill in, and hopefully it will get some traction moving forward.
And what the bill specifically says is that it basically says that it's unlawful to engage in gambling or betting on prediction markets. And it says in this section, prediction market means a market or platform where a person can bet on the outcome of a future event. Mm-hmm. A future event being just about anything.
Anything.
And so there are platforms like Kalshi and Polymarket who, are advertising at professional sporting events and things of that nature, but this is not just limited to sports betting.
No.
It's about almost anything and practically everything that you could place a wager on.
Well, we've seen some reports of some of the insider trading going on, gambling regarding war.
Yes.
And that's crazy, and it has no place in society, and I'm thankful that this bill is there.
It could include election outcomes. It could include, again, just
real life stuff.
Anything. So, and it's very concerning because once people start to place bets on things, you can understand the attraction for corruption in doing that sort of thing. So, yeah, a very important bill and something that we definitely support. So we're grateful to those House members who've introduced this bill in the State House.
A recurring theme, not just in budget talks, but also in some of the bills regarding tax moratoriums, property tax moratoriums, that sort of thing, especially coming from those that aren't necessarily big fans of the Opportunity Scholarship, are ways to either A, completely do away with the Opportunity Scholarship, or to curb the funding that goes to the Opportunity Scholarship and then reallocate it or redirect those funds to other projects. We've seen that happen a few times in the past, especially last year during all the budget debate, but also this week.
We have seen that this week when the Senate took up a bill to basically impose a moratorium on local property tax increases. a number of members of the Democratic Party offered amendments on the floor of the Senate that would basically take as much as $200 million away from opportunity scholarships for students in North Carolina, and shift those funds to the state general fund,
Yeah.
which is pretty a wide open purpose. And so these are just, as far as this short legislative session, the beginning of what we anticipate to be just an ongoing effort by some who oppose opportunity scholarships, the state's leading school choice program, to pull money away from opportunity scholarships and put it, pretty much anywhere else. And so, of course, the first amendment that was offered failed. The second one ultimately was withdrawn, but we're just going to be seeing more and more attempts at this. So something that we are very aware of and are keeping our eyes and ears open for as the session progresses.
Absolutely. Something that we've been paying a lot of attention to. It was brought up last year. We've had several articles about this that we've written since last year in the beginning of the biennium in the 2025 session, is HB 301 that focuses on social media protections for minors. Your children, my children. This is a really great bill. There are multiple components that have been added, a new component that's been added to give some instruction time, not just for children, but also their teachers in regard to the use of proper use of artificial intelligence, AI, what that looks like.
The risks associated
Absolutely.
with it. Yep.
So we were actually part of a press conference earlier this week at the time of recording today on Thursday. And so we're grateful for Representative Zenger, Representative Almond Willis, and Representative Neil Jackson, who have fostered this bill through the process. The friendly amendment by Senator Jones, and it looks like this is going to move in the right direction. We're encouraged by that. There's some more components that we'd like to see added to the bill, or another standalone bill specifically on app stores and holding them accountable. But John, it looks like this is headed in the right direction. A few more hurdles to go through the legislative process, and we'll continually update you on that.
Yeah, well, House Bill 301 did pass the State House last year and sat in the Senate. The Senate Higher Education Committee took the bill up and approved that with the AI amendment. And so it's got a few more steps left in the Senate. And we're encouraged and certainly very hopeful, and are encouraging the members of the state Senate to move this bill along to get it over the finish line, because it is incredibly important as a measure to help arm parents and also to protect kids from harms associated with just social media engagement.
Absolutely. One last thing that happened in the building this past week, on Tuesday of this week, while it wasn't the National Day of Prayer, and we certainly want to celebrate that and commemorate that day, National Day of Prayer week, our friends at Capitol Commission hosted a day of prayer there in the building. Former Representative Dr. Burt Jones doing an outstanding job there at Capitol Commission. Really cool thing was the Aitken Bible, which is the very first Bible that the Congress, the United States Congress, not only approved but encouraged people to read. It's a interesting shaped Bible.
Thick,
and there was the gentleman from the Aitken Bible Society actually had one of the original copies. Really neat. John, incredible opportunity to hear from some of our state representatives, senators regarding this National Day of Prayer, and a great day.
Well, and just like we talked about with the privilege that we had to participate in America Reads the Bible, just the focus on the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, the birthday of our nation, and also the focus on really, we did not get to where we are. We didn't get to the very beginnings of where we have been without the Bible being just such a fundamental and important, not only resource, but underpinning for our nation. And so having the kind of the focus of this National Day of Prayer, the National Week of Prayer, falling in conjunction with the 250th anniversary of our nation, America Reads the Bible, all of these things, just bringing us back to the focus of the reality that we need to honor God and understand that His Word is foundational to human flourishing, and is what has led our nation in so many respects to be very prosperous and family friendly and a positive place. Yeah.
Absolutely. incredible day. And if you want to learn more about Capital Commission, we sent out an email earlier this week about that day, and you can learn more on that email. Something that we are continually tracking, it's a continually moving story. Right after we recorded last week our weekly update video, a ruling out of the Fifth Circuit at Louisiana specifically on mifepristone and the use of mifepristone. If you're not familiar, it's one of the two drugs in the battery of drugs taken by women in order to perform an abortion. The state of Louisiana, it's an interesting story, and you'd have to read the article that's going to come out. Our very own Anna Scott has written an article, and it's linked below. Basically, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals overrode or agreed with the state of Louisiana's ruling, and then it went to the Supreme Court, where Justice Alito, because that's his jurisdiction, his area, he put a temporary stay on that through May 11th. So we'll continue to monitor that, John, as that situation continues to develop. But if that were to be upheld by the Supreme Court, a major win for eliminating chemical abortions here in the United States.
And what it really does is it says that the originally when mifepristone came out, it was required to have a doctor's consultation before that drug was administered to a woman for a chemical abortion. And so that has, of course, fallen under controversy. Some courts have ruled that that restriction is unlawful. The FDA pulled back their restriction requiring that, and so this issue remains very much in play. And so we're very hopeful that the Supreme Court will decide to take some action on this, take this case up, and be definitive that the mailing and provision of mifepristone without an in-person visit, at the very least, would be unlawful across our nation.
Absolutely. To read more about that, Anna Scott's article is linked just below the video. We hosted a Salt and Light Academy this week. We had several students from the Raleigh area. It was a great, encouraging time to see them. If you want to see pictures from that, you can go to our social media accounts. Adamo Manfra, our Director of Research and Education, did an amazing job with that. And if you would like to be involved in one of our Salt and Light Academies, you can email him, adamo@ncfamily.org. You can call our office or go to our website. I think it's ncfamily.org.
I think you're right.
To learn more about how you and your homeschool, schooling group, church group, pastors group can be a part of one of our Salt and Light Academies.
And these Salt and Light Academies are really focused on high school students, college-age students, but also pastors and adult groups. And it's really a one-day crash course in Civics 101. You know, who represents you? How do they get elected? What form of government do we have on the federal level and the state level? But also, it's a kind of a deep dive in a short period of time in Christian worldview. And how do we, as Christians, apply and live out our faith not only at home and in church, but out in the public square? How can we do that effectively? How can we, as we do here at the Family Policy Council, seek to be a voice and representatives of biblical principles of God's law in the halls of state government, federal government, that sort of thing? So really valuable opportunity. And as Mitch said, please reach out to us and let us know if this is something that you're interested in. You can get more information on our website. And we would love to host a student group from your area, a homeschool cohort for one of our Salt and Light Academies.
Absolutely. John, 1 week from today, Thursday, May the 14th, you're watching this on a Friday, 1 week from today, we'll be at the Angus Barn in Raleigh for our Raleigh We Hold These Truths dinner with Federal Trade Commissioner Andrew Ferguson. I'm excited. Tell us what we need to know about the dinner coming up next Thursday.
Well, it's a great opportunity. Really excited about having the Federal Trade Commission chairman here speaking about some very pro-family, pro-parental rights, pro-child actions that the FTC is taking in a variety of different areas, which is probably, as far as I know, unprecedented for the FTC to engage in some of these issues that they're doing now under Chairman Ferguson's leadership. So really excited to hear from him. If you'd like to learn more about the dinner, there is a link to that on the front page of our website at ncfamily.org, and we'll have a link to it under this video as well. So more information there about Chairman Ferguson and about the dinner opportunities.
Yes, very good. Well, I'd be remiss if we didn't mention at the very end of this video that this weekend, Sunday specifically, is Mother's Day. We appreciate all the moms out there, and you should show your mom you appreciate her by calling her right after you hear this video and telling her that you love her. John, a great opportunity to celebrate our moms and share with them what they mean to us. So happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. For John, me, Anna Scott right behind the camera, and the rest of our team here at NC Family, thank you for watching this week's weekly update video. We hope that you have learned something, are encouraged, and we trust that you will have a great weekend. And for all the moms out there, one more time, a happy Mother's Day. God bless you.
Yep.